Welcome to our first lesson in the Edexcel International GCSE Biology series. This first lesson is on the characteristics of living organisms. This lesson is aimed at students wanting to take the Edexcel International GCSE Biology exam. If you're planning on taking the Cambridge exam instead, we have a separate playlist for that on our Biology Box channel. There are 8 characteristics that determine whether an organism is living. These are nutrition, movement, respiration, control of their internal conditions, excretion, reproduction, responding to their surroundings, also known as sensitivity, and growth. Let's look at each of these 8 characteristics in more detail. Living organisms require nutrition for energy. Organisms can be autotrophs, which means they create their own food for energy, or they can be heterotrophs, which means they consume other organisms for energy. Plants and some bacteria are autotrophs. Animals, fungi, protoctists, and some other bacteria are heterotrophs. Living organisms can move. Movement is classed as a change of position or location, which requires energy to do. Movement can be of the whole organism, such as walking across a room, or parts of the organism, such as a plant changing direction to face the sun. Some microorganisms can move themselves by rotating their flagellum. Respiration is a chemical reaction carried out in all living organisms. It is important to remember that respiration is not the same thing as breathing. Energy is released from glucose either from aerobic respiration, which is in the presence of oxygen, or from anaerobic respiration, which is in the absence of oxygen. Living organisms can maintain a stable internal environment which is optimal for biological functions. This is called homeostasis. Even when external conditions change, living organisms can adjust their internal environment to keep it stable. For example, in humans, homeostasis keeps our body temperature at around 37 degrees Celsius. This is the optimal temperature for our enzymes and chemical reactions to function efficiently. Excretion is the removal of waste products of metabolism and substances in excess of requirements. An example of excretion in humans includes the kidneys excreting water, mineral ions, and urine. An example of excretion in plants is when water vapor is excreted through transpiration. Reproduction is the production of offspring by either sexual or asexual process. Sexual reproduction involves 2 gametes fused together to form a zygote. The offsprings created from sexual reproduction have DNA from both gametes. The other form of reproduction is asexual reproduction. This is when there is only one parent involved, so the offspring produced are clones of the parents, as their DNA is identical. Living organisms can respond to their surroundings, sometimes also referred to as an organism's sensitivity to its environment. The nervous system in humans has many receptors which detect and respond to different stimuli. The final characteristic is growth. Growth in living organisms means the process of permanently increasing in size and complexity. They are the 8 characteristics of living organisms. If something is not capable of all these characteristics, it is either dead or non-living. A way to remember the 8 processes is using the acronym MRS C GREN: movement, respiration, sensitivity, control, growth, reproduction, excretion, nutrition. Well done, you've completed lesson 1. Lesson 2 will be on eukaryotic organisms.